Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media, the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3.
Me love every woman in the world. The girls them pretty like diamonds and pearl. But a one girl me no want. Corona a look me but me no want. want her. So anybody see her, tell her stay far. This girl walking with every man in a town, so me know I know to me drive a fat car. Corona I look me, but me no want her. So anybody see her, tell her stay far. This girl want link with everyone in a town, so me know I know to me is a big star. If she ask tell Corona, who no see me, me no want see her, no want she can no forgive me. Happy tell me friends them fi watch themselves. Now me hear she out a road, a muggle in a bikini. Corona is a girl who make you spend half your money. Then laugh and we don't like she think it funny. She no care if you drive Benz, harness and sunny. She hung up anybody and call them honey. Corona a look me but me no want her. So anybody see her tell her stay far. This girl want link with every man in a town, so me know I know to me drive a fat car. Corona a look me but me no want her. So anybody see her tell her stay far. This girl want link with everyone in a town, so me know I know to me is a big star. Corona, follow you go Chutney, follow you go to Jamaica, follow you go Mexico, follow you go Cuba. How she can fly so them visit for your visa. Hear them matter about this girl in the media, so it don't make sense to pack up and leave ya.
Hi, I am Talia Soares. Welcome to The Beat Goes On, entertainment and COVID-19. We're also live on Fame FM. Veteran DJ Silvercat kicked us off with his take on the virus. Craigie T is here as my co-host tonight, and I know that as a seasoned entertainer, he has a lot to say on this topic, right? Right, Craigie?
Definitely. Thanks, Talia. So this industry, like several others, has been hit really hard. Entertainment, remember, isn't just the artists. It's the parties, the street dances, the vendor who sell at the street dances, the sound system, the event planner, them who put up the tent, them like is right through. The dancer, them will build school and education industry.
We can
from
go
the
on
dancing.
and on, right?
It's crazy.
Whether directly or indirectly, it really is. Well, tonight we are not alone. On our panel tonight is Dr. Michael Abrahams, medical practitioner who sometimes doubles as a dub poet, Cordell Scatterburrell, promoter, producer, and artist manager, and joining us via Zoom throughout the night, Dennis Brooks, communication specialist and journalist, Taras Riley, and Howard McIntosh, chairman of the Entertainment Advisory Board. Welcome to everyone. Yes? So before we get into the meat of the matter, Craig, as an entertainer, right? What has life with COVID been like for you and your career?
It's interesting enough. I mean, it has changed, but then not that much has changed. It happened right when I was in planning for Europe.
Okay, tour.
Right. Yeah. So my first show was supposed to be in Italy. Ooh. And so that was one of the first faces that got hit. So once that anchor date get knocked, like the rest of the shows in the tour got knocked. And then I know it stopped Bass's tour as well. And then the group now, TOK, was supposed to start touring in May. So the whole of all of that did get knocked. So it's that get knocked. But at the same time, the production rose. So more people were calling me to record on tracks. Okay. Then at the same time, views go up, streams go up. So those numbers went up.
Because everybody's at home.
Everybody's at home, so everybody have to be paying attention to those things. So social media and like the streaming platforms, them all of my numbers there went up.
Okay.
So,
well, I know we're gonna touch on social media probably a little bit later on, but I'm sure that everyone has been affected and it's not easy on anyone. So let's get a medical overview. Jamaica is 4 weeks and 53 cases in doc. Yeah. How are we doing, right, with the reaction or with our reaction to the virus?
I think we're doing reasonably well because we responded relatively quickly, better than many other countries, including a big one above us. His name I don't want to call, America. And so we shut things down in terms of the flights coming in and, the ports. And we're doing contact tracing of all the people who have tested positive. I think we should be testing a bit more, but as the ministry said, they're planning to test more. And there are definite plans underway to get more kits in the country and to test. But I heard yesterday something that was very disturbing to me, that some of the healthcare workers are a bit reluctant to test patients for the virus, and that's one of the barriers that we have now that we have to overcome.
Is it because we're trying to save some of the kits that we have until we get some more? Or is it that they're just afraid that the numbers are going to spike and scare people?
No, when the fear is really taking the specimens themselves, because when you're taking these specimens, you don't just like us, you have to put on special protective gear. and you have to put this swab through the person's nostril
Right.
to the back of the throat, and you don't know what kind of body fluid is going to come at you, what kind of droplets will come at you. And I didn't even know this until yesterday when I had the press conference, that is an apparent barrier. So hopefully we can overcome that.
I mean, Scatter, it seems like you wanted to kind of chip in a while ago because the nurses, I'm sure they are afraid and want to take that extra precaution,
Yes.
whatever it is that's necessary, so that they don't in turn contract the virus. So
Yes.
I mean, that's something that is of concern to us right now, where simply because they're afraid of contracting the virus, they just don't want to do the test.
The scary thing is that, unlike other viruses like influenza, for example, this is new territory because we've had other coronaviruses. This is a new coronavirus. That's why they call it a novel coronavirus. And we keep learning new things every day about how this thing spreads. So we know it spreads mainly by droplets, like if you cough or sneeze. And we find it, today I read an article that when you use the toilet, for all of you listening, you should put down the lid before you flush it, because you can have contamination from feces. When you flush a
Okay.
toilet, you get thousands, tens of thousands. It sounds kind of gross. When you flush a toilet, you get tens of thousands of very small particles going up about a meter in the air, and it can linger for a while. It's recommended you put it down before you flush it. If you have to go to a public restroom, try to wait at least a few minutes until whoever has used it has left the breast. I just learned this today. So every day we're learning new things about how this thing is transmitted, and the fact that about half of the people who have it have no symptoms. So I could have it, and you don't know.
Anybody in the
Oh,
studio
yeah.
could have it.
Yeah.
Is it that we should probably brace ourselves for a possible spike in numbers in probably a week or two?
I think we should brace ourselves, but I think we should also, if you're out in public, in a hospital setting, if you're doing certain procedures, you need certain types of masks to protect yourself. But going out in public, even cloth masks can reduce the risk of infection.
Okay.
There was a flight some time ago that someone had H1N1 on the flight, and other passengers got infected. It was in Asia somewhere, from Asia to America, America to Asia. And they found out that nobody who wore masks on the flight caught it. I don't know why they were wearing masks, maybe because the pandemic had started, but nobody wearing a mask on that flight had caught it. And they found that masks reduce the risk of transmitting SARS by about 70%. And this is a related virus. I would encourage everybody to go online and look up the evidence. Post pictures of yourselves wearing a mask with hashtag masks for all. Masks for all.
Okay.
Encourage everybody here, all you guys in social media, to really encourage everybody. And I think if everybody does that, in addition to the social distancing and the hand washing, we have the power to decrease the transmission of this virus.
Wow. So we're still learning a lot, even now, right?
Yeah, especially that thing that you said with the bathroom a while ago. I didn't know that. Because the thing is, with being proactive, it comes with the information. Like, you need to know the information.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's good that you said that. But we have a curfew going on right now. You think that a full lockdown is needed for really keep this virus under control?
I don't think a full lockdown is needed. I think this outbreak is a test of our discipline. I think if we do as we are told, if we follow proper procedures, if we follow proper hand washing, if we wear masks, etc., we may not really need that.
Yeah, but I hear you still. I mean,
It's
if every
just
day you hear a
discipline.
new procedure,
Discipline is what is important. I don't know if anyone on Zoom would like to chip in now. Dennis, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. I'm struggling to hear you. The volume is low, but let's go.
All right. So tell me now, do you think that we need a full lockdown? A full lockdown is necessary right now. We have a curfew going on, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m.
I don't think that a full lockdown of the country is needed right now. I think that a mistimed lockdown is just as bad, or if not worse, than no lockdown at all. Generally speaking, I think that you have to, when you go to the quote unquote lockdown phase, it must be triggered by something else. So it must be seen that we've had a significant spike in the number of community transmissions, that we're now moving into that phase so that you can, as they say, flatten the curve. I'm no expert on these things. I'm no epidemiologist or public health communicator, but it's very important for people to realize that certain things are triggered by certain phases. And so you cannot lock down a country like Jamaica before time, because we don't have the resources to sustain it. And then the only people who will benefit from locking it down early are people who are wealthy, and can stockpile resources for long periods of time. So for me, absolutely not. Locking down the country, so to speak, it's not something that we can entertain before time.
Okay.
That's the tricky thing, we really have no timeline on how long this thing is going to be. That's the major problem. We're joined also by Howard McIntosh, chairman of the Entertainment Advisory Council. He's here with us on Zoom as well. Howard, how are you?
Good night, Craig. How are you doing, man? Good night to everybody in the studio,
Good
and good
night.
night to everyone on Zoom, and good night to everybody looking on.
Good night. Howard, did you ever expect this shutdown of the entertainment industry when you first heard about the case?
Well, let me first say that this has been, I think Michael alluded to it earlier, this has been a learning experience for all of us. No one, I mean, we have just come off the most successful reggae month ever. And at the end of February, I don't think anybody would have anticipated that by the middle of March, we'd be looking at this situation with COVID-19. So here we are at the end of March, beginning of April, and looking at a shutdown not only of the entertainment industry, but of the country at large. And one of the things that I have learned in this particular crisis is that I'm going to stay within my lane in terms of commenting on things like health issues, because I think we've all developed a much healthier respect for the professionals and the scientists who are leading the effort, and of course the government officials who by all accounts are doing a tremendous job in terms of COVID-19. Obviously, the entertainment industry has been affected like all the other sectors of the economy. But I can assure you, I think this has been a week when I've spoken more with the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, and the technical directorate in the ministry than any other week, because we've been heavily engaged in a series of planning activities to see how to deal with the crisis, the current crisis, how to deal with what happens after the crisis. And so there are a number of initiatives in place which we can discuss further.
Okay, and you mentioned a number of discussions, but Howard, we have to ask, what's the word on the street from people in the industry? What are they really saying? What are some of their concerns?
Well, part of the group that we met with, because we had a 2-day virtual retreat discussing the situation in the industry right now, and it is one of crisis.
Okay.
This is our industry, as you are well aware, that is
Find you easier. When we get back, is social media the new normal? Dennis Brooks gives us his take. COVID-19 and entertainment. The beat goes on. We'll be right back.
The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like
The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline.
Welcome back to tonight's live virtual town hall. We're discussing the effects of COVID-19 on the entertainment industry. Remember, you can join in on our discussions by sending us a tweet at Television Jamaica. Now, we don't want to focus on the negatives, definitely. We want solutions as well. You are a regular on social media. If you're a regular on social media, then you would have seen that several entertainers have migrated to that space to get their music heard, to show off them DJing skills, them having virtual party. Now, Silvercat shared his thoughts on how social media has helped him. Let's check out Silvercat.
It's one of the best things coming in my life, social media. Because back then, we have to wait on the producer and the promoter to let our things be heard, to let our voice be heard. No, we don't have to wait on anyone. I could just go in my studio, record a song, mix it, master it, let it come out properly, upload it on CD, baby, YouTube, or whatever. And once it's creative and have something authentic about it, and it's nice, people are going to gravitate to it, and once people gravitate to it, they're going to share it. So, I give thanks to social media, because now a mass population can hear my voice.
Yeah, big voice for real. All right, so Dennis Brooks is a strong believer in social media from ever since. What do you think about Silvercat's response? Is social media really the best thing?
For many people, Craig and guys, good evening again. For many people, social media has significantly transformed their life because, it's a dynamic space that has changed the nature of interaction. And especially at this time, this is a time of changing social interaction. And so it plays right into the importance of social media. Now, what we've seen is COVID and the coronavirus have not just changed or posed a threat to physical relations within individuals, within your person, but it also has impacted social relations. We are existing in an era of social distancing, which is changing the way we find entertainment, the way we find food. And what we're seeing in the last few weeks is that there has been a rise in online engagement. And social media is a space for this online engagement. So people can directly interact with a Taurus Riley or a Craigie T when they could never have interacted before. That people can actually get a response to something from them. But also Taurus Riley and a Craigie T and a Beyonce and a Jay-Z and a Tory Lanez can actually go up live and they can publish their content directly without having to go through a publishing company or something. So what we're seeing now is a space in which, yes, for many artists, they have their followers, they have their platform, and as a result of that, they are now able to publish in ways that they've never been able to publish before. Now, I find that people wanting to enjoy themselves, they've taken it to the online space, and I think that they found very creative ways of doing things that they would have done in person online. And so we're seeing these big power online, we're seeing these games nights, bingo nights happening online. People are being very creative with the digital technology that existed before. Zoom existed before, but I didn't download it before 3 weeks ago. Okay. So I think that we are finding new ways to manipulate the technology, to use it to do the things that we want it to do. And it's showing how much these things, these patterns of engagement matter to us.
Now, Dennis, I know you mentioned interaction and making it a lot easier for persons to interact with like a Taros Riley or like a Craigie T. And we've even seen where recently Taros, he started a challenge and it was acknowledged both locally and internationally using the same social media platform where persons were singing the Bob Marley. And I mean, a number of locally and international artists kind of jumped in on it and said, hey, I want to be a part of this challenge to make persons feel better about this pandemic that's going on right now. Taros, you're here with us?
Yeah, man.
Right. So what has been going on in terms of your social media and your interaction with your followers, and your fans? How has that been for you since this entire COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I mean, once again, it just reminds you of the importance of music. A lot of people linking me, telling me them find a lot of strength in particular songs. You know what I mean? People tell me, say, yo, you see that song you sing? Sympathy or the blessing or protect the people or, lion part, them finding strength in different songs. So that's a good thing, because the time rough and a lot of people worrying, a lot of people stressed out. So, music comfort people and make people feel, and kind of lift them spirit. So even the don't worry thing where you say happen, it's just Mr. Fraser get a vision and say, yo, Taros, the whole world of worry, take out your phone and just sing, don't worry. And I say, what you mean? And him said, just do it, no bad, trust me. And I said, well, all right then. And to be totally honest with you, I don't even pay him any mind. I wait like an hour. Right. And I said, what you doing? Give them the message. And I said, well, all right. And just the response of that, just show you how people want to believe, say, everything is going to be all right. People want to know, say, yeah, artists care about them. And, it's just, once again, the world has become real small.
And
very small.
Right, very small, because everyone here is on social media, and we've been seeing that, the topics of conversations are actually changing. What strikes you about those conversations that people are having online about COVID-19 and just the world in and of itself right now? I mean, I'm just throwing this question out there. Anybody can
well, everybody's a doctor now.
Everybody's a doctor now.
Not me,
Taurus. Want to be doctor soon.
Not me for sure. I think what has happened is that entertainment, and in particular the music industry, has been playing, and people like Taurus and Scatter and Craigie and all of you there, the industry has been playing a particular role in providing a level of comfort, a level of just an opportunity to relax, and that has been accomplished a lot through social media and other platforms that allow you to do something else than listen to the news, which has focused a lot on the pandemic and all the details.
And watch the numbers go up as well. Scatter, you've been very quiet since we started. And it's so funny that we're talking about social media now. It's unusual. But it's so funny that we're talking about social media. And when Scatter came in here, Scatter was on live.
Yeah.
Right? so Scatter.
Well, in this time, I think we have to all, as influencers, whether artists or not, have to try to be a voice of reason. Because the same way we can promote our music and so forth is the same way we can gather the masses and instill positiveness, because we can be a set of unruly people, Yeah. And we have to understand, say, the onus is on us as well as artists, not only to promote and market our music,
right,
but to assist the police, the ministers. For instance, this is not a typical warfare. This is biological warfare, I would say. And the nurses are the soldiers on the battlefield. And anybody know nothing about doctors and nurses right now, they make huge sacrifices for us. So we have to think about giving back to them and encouraging our neighbors, fans, and everybody to stay off the streets. And part of doing that now is actually benefiting these people who are working tirelessly to save lives. So we have to understand that we are like ants now. This is a colony. It is time for us to forget our differences and just send one message. And I think that's the reason why China, I don't care about the conspiracy theories or whatever, but I think the reason why China is so quick to come back from this is because they're very disciplined people. Very, very disciplined. Yeah. When the government say A, they follow. Everybody lock up and they do what they go in hibernation and do what it takes, and then they come out back fixed. We need to take on that attitude as well as Jamaicans, as Africans, as wherever we come from, and just know, say, yeah, we have to band together as a people right now and just listen to each other and be disciplined.
Yeah, man, it's a necessity. I mean, the sooner we adhere to these restrictions, is the quicker we come out at the end of this thing.
Exactly.
The question I want to ask you, though, are you surprised that artists took to social media as the new normal?
Good question. This kind of revealing what is important in terms of situations, catastrophic situations, And people can know how to invest their money in the future by looking at situations like this. Because any entity that provides service to mankind that people relies on, they will forever flourish. And social media has been ignored on that basis. We always look to it for entertainment. But look at this now. We're on Zoom communicating. We needed this to make this happen.
Right.
So it's actually providing a service. We're actually looking at Instagram and Facebook differently. We're actually going to it for information. We got Vibes Cartel verdict this morning like that. And everyone was on it for that one reason. So we understand right now what is important to society and what we can rule out. And that's where I am at with social media right now.
I don't know if, well, that is true. And we're actually changing the game in terms of, well, we're not only going out for entertainment or just to pass time, but to stay informed. Yes. Now, can you list some of the things that you enjoy about COVID-19 related online behavior right now, as well as some of the things that shock you?
That's question.
So, I mean, we've been seeing all of the, I mean, we mentioned, I know that one of them, for example, would probably be, for example, something that's good is the challenge that Taurus did, right?
Yeah,
we've been seeing our entertainers in a different light. We've been seeing them cooking a lot. Everybody turned chef. Yeah, everybody is cleaning them house. You know, they're saying, oh, entertainers, they're normal people like us now, you know? So what are some of the things that we've been enjoying on social media, and what are the things that we have not really been, you know, enjoying so much?
The memes are killing me.
Doc, I want to start with you. What's killing you?
The memes. The
memes are killing you. In a good way or a bad way?
A good way. I die laughing.
Okay, good. All right.
The sense of humor, and we need humor to get through times like this, because, you know, some people have this perception that, or this belief that this is a serious thing. You shouldn't be making fun of it, but it helps us to deal with the stress, because if you don't laugh and you just keep looking at the figures rising, it can be very disturbing.
Okay.
But the memes, man, some of them just kill me.
So that's one good thing for you. What's a turn off? What's like, no?
Misinformation.
Misinformation.
Yeah. Misinformation and people politicizing it.
Okay.
Whether in my country or other countries, I've seen it happen, and I think we need to unite at times like this, you need to unite.
Okay. We need to find a balance, a middle ground.
Yes.
All right. Scatter, what about you?
That's kind of, if I'm supposed to be totally honest, you're not going to like me. But I will be honest. I enjoy people snapping to reality, to understand that to actually fix this, you can get on your knees and pray as much as you want, but if you are not able to tangibly infuse action, nothing is going to change.
All right.
So, prior warriors, please put some action into this thing, because we don't want to be ignorant people just staying on our knees and not invoking action. I've seen a lot of terrible things happen in this world by people just operating off faith and not knowledge. It's time for us to educate ourselves on what we can do tangibly to make this work. You know, we don't want to be gathering in a church and hoping that God is going to reach down and help it while we're infecting each other. No, stay away. Pray if you have to, but stay away.
All
Real
right.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard, you here with us?
Definitely.
Okay, I want you to share one good thing, one bad thing on
Well,
social media that you've
if
seen.
if you had told me that in 2020 I'd be learning to wash my hands, I think most of us learn to wash our hands via social media. But I think so. I think that it's a good thing that we're learning, and I continue to emphasize learning because this is really a teaching moment and a learning moment for all of us to better understand, how to operate our hygiene and all that. I think that has been a lot of that I've gotten via social media, and just to add another positive, coming the use of social media not only to entertain and give and release stress, but now to do things like I mentioned, Chris doing his virtual concert on. I mean, the JTB is doing one. I think as we are on here now,
Okay.
and Chris doing one, and then the minister announcing the telethon, which is I'm gonna make sure COVID-19 telethon. Together we stand, which will be on Easter Sunday.
Okay.
So that for me are good uses of the social
Of
media.
social media
Bad
right
uses
now.
are people who I think Michael said it, the misinformation, and people who are not experienced in the field trying to make comments and
And to be
predict and all that.
experts.
That's the bad use of it.
All right. Thank you, Howard. And finally, Taros,
Yeah.
share with us your views on the use of social media right now, one good and one bad, before we go to a break.
Well, the bad thing, a lot of people also not getting any rest because them can't put on them phone. Them not nothing to do. Nobody not sleep. Every minute round the clock, I just forward. And the flip side, the memes are funny, yes, but one of the big things is you start to learn the value of time with the social media. The other side, you pick and choose and what to pay attention to, because you know that being healthy is also a part of the mental state. So you wash your hands here, you take a whole heap of vitamin C, but if your meds not proper, then you're sick same way. You know what I mean? And if you fret too much, you can get sick. So the good thing is, some things are entertaining. The bad thing is, it become a drug. You need to know when to put on the phone. You know what I mean?
Right,
Sing it, Cesar.
and just tune out. And Dennis, I know you're into social media day in, day out. Tell me one good and one bad for you.
There are so many good and bad things that I've thought about in relation to this question. It's a very good question. I mean, other than the watching socially awkward people enjoy not seeming awkward anymore because they don't have to touch anybody. They can lock up in them house and such. One of the things I really, really enjoy is watching people find innovative ways to do the things that they used to do. I used to always say, what magic happens at 9 o'clock? Why we all have to be at work at 9 o'clock, or that meeting has to start at 9:30. The fact that we could have been doing all of these things before, having these Zoom meetings before. I didn't need to leave my office. You could have just connected me via Zoom, or I didn't need to be in class. I could have been connected via Zoom, or these online concerts and stuff. I could have had a wonderful party or a fete from my yard before. I just really enjoy the fact that people are really seeing what they could have done with their smart technology if they were just smarter.
Okay, all right, Dennis. Thank you so much. Now, I got a question for Scatter and Howard. How can out-of-work musicians and technicians manage in this time? Unlike artists, they don't have the same pull on social media.
That's an excellent question. And there's no fund for no one in the music industry. There's no what you would call back end. If you're not collecting royalties or touring as an out-of-work musician, I think you're gonna have to rely on services from others. You're gonna have to take up your phone, call people you have helped and assisted, and put aside your ego and basically ask for help. Because I mean, if first of all, if you're an artist who does not have a huge following on social media, right there, that's the odds are against you.
Okay.
And if you're not being booked for any shows, which you can't be booked right now, there you go again. And royalties are paid on a quarterly basis, right? So if you're not collecting a check from those again, it is up to you to find out who you can rely on to ask assistance. And a lot of artists, there's the ones who are out of work and there's the ones who are young and coming up. They didn't get to save any money, but they had projections. For instance, a Craig who had a tour coming up. I'm sure he was planning on he was going to spend most of that money.
Yeah.
Well, you have people who have already spent that money by calling in favors or loans
Or even
and so
just
forth.
in their career.
Exactly.
Whether it's a new project, a new EP,
I'm telling
something.
you, exactly.
Right.
So they are all really facing some harsh realities right now, and they find themselves thinking of themselves just like a regular common man who face these challenges on a daily basis.
Okay.
You know, so it just make us as artists and musicians realize that, well, in this time we are no better than each other. You know. So you have to just count on who you have helped. That's why it's good to live a good life and help people along your way up, because you don't know when you're gonna be needing help yourself.
Okay. And Howard?
I think it's a challenge being faced all over in the different sectors as it relates to the entertainment industry and the players in it. I mentioned earlier the fact that the ones that are formally established, you will have access to programs, but part of our deliberations over the course of this week has been how to help those very people that you mentioned. Now, there's going to be assistance provided through some of the programs developed and announced by the Minister of Finance. The CARE program and the Set Cash program, and these are programs designed to help businesses and individuals and provide soft loans and all of that. But there's going to be some amount of eligibility criteria that you'll need to fulfill. The other thing, and I mentioned that the minister will be making some announcements along these lines as early as next week to deal with special initiatives that are being put in place to help some of these general laborers and people who are involved in the industry who may not have the formal things that need to be established, but at least you should have a TRN and those types of things. So there will be some announcements of that. So there's a programs through the Ministry of Finance. Okay. There will be programs from the Ministry of Culture. And Scatter said it, we're going to have to be a little creative in terms of things we do. I think some of the things that are happening will give people some opportunities, but we're not going to have events for a while, given everything that we have to do and the social distancing requirements. So we have to be creative in using some of the persons involved, some of the laborers, some of the technicians in other ways. And I think that's part of what we're working on as well.
Howard, thank you.
With all the players.
Thank you so much. So remember to send in your questions to us via Twitter at Television Jamaica and use the hashtag The Beat Goes On and TVJ Town Hall so we can find you easier. When we get back, Tyrus Riley takes us into his world and how he has been impacted. Keep sending in your comments. We want to hear from persons in the entertainment industry who have been affected as well. TVJ's Town Hall on COVID-19 and the entertainment industry. We'll be right back.
The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on.
The artists and their musicians have probably been the hardest hit. But before we head over to Taurus Riley, Silvercat tells us how COVID has impacted him.
It really affects the industry very hard, you know. Things we used to do, we can't get to do it anymore. We used to, in the studio, a sound man would link us on social media. Hey, I need 4 dubs or I need some dubs. Now the sound system not playing. So everything altered, the whole system, you know. We used to go out at the nightclubs, it altered, you know. We used to hang out at the studio, meds, write song together, all of that altered, you know. So it, you know, it really created a big impact on our industry.
Yep.
Singing.
Enough cancellations, don't it?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
definitely.
you mentioned some, Craigie.
It's crazy, man. But I want Taurus tell me, where were you when you got the news that entertainment as we know it was cancelled?
Well, I tell you something. We have to give thanks and praise, you know. I was actually on tour. My tour finished right when this coronavirus,
Wow.
COVID-19 was going on. So, like, when I finished up my Blem tour, the tour finished March 1st. So, like, on tour, it never even reached. With that to America, it never even reached yet, like, the right way. So, like, them I say, you know, what you going to do? Wait, what is this? What is this? And, you know, we had some strong faith people with strong faith and say, yo, well, you want to keep clean and keep the faith. We just go through and sing. But when we reach home now, here comes the world. No more movement, no more this and no more that. It affect me like, you know, everyone else. One of the biggest things for me, I tell you a personal thing about me. My mother's a nurse, you know. So, and she live abroad. So she's one of the frontline soldiers on the battlefield. So that even bother me. So without, you know, I can't see my mother. I could go look for her, I can't travel. You know them way there? But music-wise, you know, you can't travel. Enough people feel it. It's the NBA lock off, the Olympics lock off. Everything lock off, you know. And, you know, the good thing about music, if you ask me again, I can't stop saying, like, even when the world lock off, people still need music. So in times like these, you know, it just reminds us why we do music. Because everybody home doing home exercise, them need music for exercise. And everybody keeping the online parties, them need music. If you go and if you want to pray and you know you sing praises in a song and you know you see the importance again of what music means to people, whether you're on the road or you're not on the road. But it affects me enough. As Silvercat say, studio, you know, studio a lot of late nights in studio, especially the curfew, you know, that lock off, you know. And Craigie, you know, I'm supposed to check Craigie from what if we even make music and write some song. And we can't travel as we like to do it, you know what I mean? So we just watch it. Whole heap of, you know, whole heap of strain, but we still say a faith over fear and we have to be positive. We have to think positive because when we are singing songs about being positive, whenever I sing it and I guess, we are singing it because we believe. So now, you know, once again, it make a question, why you do music? When you sing protect the people, Jack, we really want this protection. You know what I mean? We really want to get all that vibes. But it affect me, it affect my pocket. Me as a tradesman, you know. So just like we have a plumber, in the plumbing with the music, and that's how we live. And, you know, we want this thing to free up because no music, no food. So it's rough.
So how you manage that loss of income?
I think you
Well,
should
I
answer
mean,
that to
it's a good thing.
Kirky.
It's a good thing. Well, two things. First thing, we could have take our hand and turn fashion a long time, you know.
Right?
So we always know the real people who know about survival who will survive any means necessary, you know. You know what I mean? So I mean, give thanks so we didn't know how to survive and know how to survive. But let's see, kind of get wicked yet, you know.
Right.
Right. But Singy,
You know what I mean?
were you ever prepared for something of this magnitude?
Prepared? I
Yes.
don't I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no because we never lived through nothing like this yet. Our mother and
Real.
father never lived through anything like this. So we're kind of halfway to say, yeah, well, we're prepared, but we never know the impact that one day, you know, this would have happened.
Right.
So I don't want to talk like my prophet and yes, I was prepared. And so we never really prepared, but we still prepare enough, you know, say, look here now, always put on a little thing. Look here now, one at a time, if, you know, if they slow up, no, said that boom bang, you know. So we know how to live. You know, we never born in a luxury, we never born in a riches, so we did always have to know how to survive.
Right.
But as me said, as my father said, I'll get rougher yet. So you have to just know and just be ready. Everybody just, you know, follow what them say and try conserve, you know. Just try your little way like when your parents used to tell us say don't waste. You know, a waste for wars, a waste for want, and the little thing your granny used to tell you. You have to just try your best because it can get really, really wicked.
So
Right.
like how you
Yeah,
lock down at the
if
yard
I,
though.
if I might,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Where's that?
no,
Who that, Dennis?
Yeah, that's Dennis.
yeah, I was going to interject to say that I think people underestimate the power of the industry that we have, the music industry, and there are so many people, for instance, in live music, who a big market for the music is Europe. And so when Italy is gone, and Spain is gone, and Germany and Belgium and all of these major destinations, we very often take it for granted. Like I have a whole heap of brethren who play keys and bass and
Right.
various instruments, and they'll tell you that I had a big summer planned, and you think in terms of big demand periods, and so you know it's coming. And so, you have dry seasons and you have peak seasons when things are going good. But the fact of the matter is that when things return to normal, and they will return to normal, there's going to be such a huge demand for music that is live. I think that people will begin to appreciate the feeling of the bass and the drum and the vibration that you get by being in a live music setting. I think that there's going to be so many dances. People are going to pay good money for that first fest,
For that
or that
first
first dance, or that
outing.
first live show. People are
The only
going to
thing
be hungry for it, and they're going to rush to it. God
I
help
must add,
Taurus Riley and the demand.
I must add something there because I know a lot of times when we talk about entertainment, and I know based on the representation here, we talk about the music, but it's really entertainment in its totality that is being affected.
Right.
In terms of the
Yeah.
theater and the dance and all of that, and we get a better appreciation and understanding of the value of entertainment, because everything
Absolutely.
is affected in this time. And I think a fundamental point is that in looking at this as an opportunity, is an opportunity to reset, and we're going to do a lot of learning in this experience. And coming out of this, because one of the questions you asked Taurus was, was he prepared? And none of us, I think, were fully prepared for this thing, but it's going to make us think about how we operate going forward.
I want to say something quickly. I want to cut you for a second, Uncle. And next thing too, people start recognize, everyone start to recognize how much for them work depend on other people. Because we're talking about artists and this, because this is Jamaica and the artists travel enough, and sportsman and football player, everybody travel enough. But the regular taxi man have to have a whole heap of people in them car enough to make our food, The bus have to have a certain amount of people. The supermarket.
And the vendor them.
Yeah, right. So what is not everyone. We're talking out of many one people. But I'm not talking again. I really want people free because all of our jobs and duty and survival depend on other people. Think about it, but think about how much do entertainment is just, you see, we Jamaica people, entertainment to we is like the greatest thing. You know what I mean? But you have some man when I've nothing to do with entertainment where them lives still depend on dealing with people. And COVID-19 come to get rid of crowd and gathering. And I have to look at man in them corner shop where people come in and want a pound of flour, a pound of sugar, and whole heap of people in our shop. Them feel it. When anywhere crowd gather, you know, people feel it. So now you start checking and say, Jano, and so people didn't need people. People depended on people 100%. You know, and we talk about it with music because stage show in Jamaica culture for years ram up. You know, you have Sunsplash and my father them days 10,000 and 20,000. We come living at the sting time and we see Clash go on with 30 and 40. You know, people by the thousands. But regardless of that, how much people and how many people start to look and say, wow, our survival and daily bread depend on groups
people,
of
right.
people.
So basically what we're saying is like a domino effect. Right?
Yeah.
So many things and people have been affected, and we have to check back with social media. Remember, you can send in your questions and comments via Twitter to Television Jam and use the hashtag The Beat Goes On and TVJ Town Hall. Now, Scatter, we have a question for you. How will artists earn US dollars if they can't travel?
Basically, you earn money from streaming. As Craigie made reference to earlier, and Cecile was the one who brought this to my attention as well. Streaming is up, I think, what, 900%?
Yeah, man.
900%. So those are not no normal numbers, you know. So if you can release some songs right now, that would be the best thing for you.
Right.
You know, there are persons who are active on social media, like bloggers and so forth. They make a lot of money. There's a lot of content that they're doing a lot of skits and so forth. So they're making money. The money don't come right away, so they have to be able to sustain themselves until that money comes. But there is no pathway, there's no one pathway to navigate. Because this is strange waters right now. So I think we're all feeling this, everybody. There's no one who's an exception. We're all feeling it right now. So there's no clear path to making the most out of this because everything is on stop. Reggae Sumfest is on stop. We were planning. I was supposed to get a big budget to do marketing in the street. It stopped. You know, I have to call some people and cancel and put on. You know, I have to lay off people. Right. As Howard made reference to, a lot of people are affected. There's a lot of players in the industry, the technicians and so forth. It just reminds us how similar we are right now at this stage because we are all reeling from the effects of this thing. So it is just a way of thinking, how can I? For instance, I paid 2 bills this week, and I have never pondered on it so long before I paid the bills. One time I'd pay it and forget about it, but we'll look at things more intricately now, and we appreciate when we can able pay one bill. Right. You know?
Well, you mentioned streaming,
yes.
which is one way to earn the US dollars,
yes.
right? But another question, music streaming by Spotify and Apple Music is actually down. People consume music when on the bus, in the car, on the train, on the radio. Streaming pays, social media doesn't. Are artists concerned?
Artists don't really use social media to get paid. They use it to market.
Okay.
They use it to send people to the streaming platforms. I don't know about Spotify and that other one being down. I don't see how that is possible. Because people listen to music at work, but now people are not at work. They're not doing anything but on the phones. People are listening to music more than ever right now. I don't think there's one streaming platform who is doing the no way, shape, or form. You know, social media on the other hand, if there's some people could earn money off Instagram, they'll be so wealthy. Because their page attracts so many people, you know. I see Ricky Feelings running up and down trying to do this Get Fit challenge. It's not working, honestly. But him getting a lot of views, him and Patrice getting a lot of views from it. So we're appreciating the little things right now where social media is concerned. And it is actually bringing us together. It's connecting us more than ever right now because we're getting a deeper look into. At first, I've seen some people's bedroom. You see some man go live whenever you used to go live before.
Yeah, well, you're not for go live all the time. Yeah, well, you know. I have to tell you. When you click on about an entertainer.
Yeah.
You see the man just lying on the
Yeah,
bedroom
man,
as a talk.
so brace up, put it in your nose, man. Come on.
All right. So the new thing now, we've been seeing a lot of online parties. I mean, you name it, we've been seeing it online. Doc, I have a question for you. Will crowds come back to events in person, or are consumption patterns changed forever?
Yeah, during the break, I'd mentioned that, I wonder if life will ever go back to the way it was before. And, I was thinking about when this is all over and we start to have live shows again, what will the crowds be like? Because I know some people will be paranoid. And the thing about these outbreaks is that sometimes you can have a spike and it drops, and you can have a resurgence. We just don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because that can happen, because I read something recently that in China, some people are fearing that they may have a second outbreak. I'm hoping that people will return. I know they will, but it may take a while. I don't think it will be immediate.
Okay.
But there's one upside of all of this I've been thinking about, and it's that some of the best art, music or painting, whatever comes after hardship. And I'm sure that after this, you're going to hear some mind-blowing stuff. Because people are writing as we speak. And it's affecting all of us. And I know we're going to have a lot of really great music and beautiful art at the end of all of this. So I'm looking forward to that. I try to be optimistic.
Okay.
That's the question. What will the new normal be?
That's where I keep talking about the opportunity, that opportunity to reset things. Because I must agree with you, Michael, that what will happen after this can be tremendous for the entire entertainment ecosystem and for everybody, and how we appreciate the institutions. How we interact with each other, the importance of being certified, and joining different industry associations, getting on the entertainment registry. All of these things are now people are going to think about everything a little bit differently. And how we interact, how we change is going to be a new normal and a new world order. And I too am looking forward to that opportunity, but we have the liquor crisis we have to overcome.
All right, there you have it. New World Order coming.
New World Order.
All right. Remember that we're live on RETV, Fame FM, on all TVJ social media platforms. Scatter, take us through the impact on shows, artist management and producing. You're going to do that for us a little bit when we get back. This is The Beat Goes On. We'll be back shortly. So forward.
April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
COVID-19 tip. Protect yourself and others from getting sick by washing your hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare food, before eating, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, and after handling animals or animal waste.
Tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April.
You're back with us live from the TBJ studios for our virtual town hall on COVID-19 and the impact it's having on the entertainment industry. But, the beat goes on. If you have been affected, we want to hear from you. Join the conversation on Twitter at Television Jam and use the hashtags The Beat Goes On and TBJ Town Hall. Every aspect of the industry has been affected. Some studios have even been impacted it has had on him as a promoter, producer, and artist manager. Scatter,
Yes.
you've been speaking with us,
Yeah.
right? And you've been telling us about your experience over the past 4 weeks. Now, I have to ask you, are recording studios empty right now? Has everybody just gone home, or is it still a business or business as usual?
Record studios have their doors open more than ever right now because people want to garner as much income as possible. So if it is even one hour, but a lot of producers love to block book a studio and work, especially at nights.
I was just going to ask you about the curfew.
Yes, so with this curfew in place right now, that is totally out. A lot of producers do dabble in different jobs aside from making music, so they have businesses or they do the hustling in different formats. So they don't really have the ability to be in the studios in the day. They have to, especially now when the days is so, as they say, you're making music to bring in something for the future, but you have to deal with now.
Okay.
So it is affecting studio managers and studio owners, and basically it's best to turn the equipment off because it's generating light bill, and JPS now let up on nobody. So it's best to just turn it off, keep the doors open. If anything, you turn it on back. As far as you mentioned, artist manager, Taurus Riley referred. Dean Fraser came to him and said, it's a great idea, but it also put Taurus Riley on a different scale, because I remember scrolling through here, coming up with some creative ways to get his artists out there. And I think a lot of managers are scratching their heads. They're listening to all of us now, hoping to get some ideas, because while artists are asleep, managers are up thinking of how they can put their artists out there and get them on another level. And it is very tedious right now. It's the great managers right now who are going to be able to contribute to their artists, making it into this time. You can't leave it to the artists alone. I think the artist ways to market the artists on social media and all of these platforms. As far as being a promoter is concerned now, I can tell you, some fest, we would be so busy right now. Coming off 2019, wonderful year, was expecting an even bigger year this year, and right in the middle of February,
right,
reality lick us. Because no one, as I said, no one understands what's going to happen in a couple of weeks, and we don't want to make drastic decisions. Fortunately, we kind of still have the luxury of it being a few months down the line.
Okay.
We still have the luxury of being able to change a date and facilitating it for this year. But you have sponsors who's lining up. Our sponsors are listening and wanting to know, what are we going to do? We have fun unanswered questions and so many speculations. So we cannot make a decisive decision like that. We have to have meetings, listen to the news, listen to the doctors, keep our ears on the ground. And this is the biggest problem. If we do decide to change the date, when all of this blows over, how many people changing the date for their event to come and pack up at the end of 2020 now, between probably our audience and infringing on their market share as well. So there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. So we can't just, it's not an overnight decision. And Joe is constantly calling everybody just trying to get ideas. And it's crazy. I'm mad the whole of them. I can't take it.
But I know that, you factored in your audience and your patrons, your sponsors.
Yes.
What about your artists and your entertainers? Because we know that you've made some down payments.
Yes,
Hence
fortunately.
What we're working on here.
Fortunately, this thing affects everyone.
Okay.
So when you take up the phone and you call an artist manager and you say, boy, so I think about a change a date. What do you think about this date? Right away, they get the gist of what you're talking about, because they are reeling from the effects of this thing. So they're not going to give you a hard time. And that's the greatest
Everybody
thing.
is being understanding.
Everyone is being accommodating. I wish them could have reel off on 2030. This is not about just the artist and the promoter. There's so many people who work behind the scenes of promotions and reggae festivals, any party, any dance. And you have people who are engineers and technicians who do scaffolding and so forth, marketing personnel, These people are out of a job right now because when you apply a paycheck on a paycheck-to-paycheck basis. So this type of reality is hitting some people that never thought that they could not be able to pay a credit card bill. So they are no different from the common man in the street. It goes back to that again. So the show industry is really grappling with it right now. So right now we would be in the middle of carnival, wouldn't we?
Right.
Why the
this
people
is
go to the gym and work out
counting
for
down.
nothing?
You feel like the possibility of having like a sponsored virtual dance would that be a way?
That is happening, you know. The first person who hit the ground running on that was Mataran.
Yeah.
Mataran have a huge
Yeah, yeah.
audience on Instagram.
That's on Sunday
Remember
night.
thing
Yeah,
them
man, me
Tissue
see it.
Tuesday?
Oh, Tissue Tuesday.
And then
okay.
them have quarantine sat there or something like that. And what you think? 50 US, 20 US. Before the night down, Mataran and make a food, we can
See,
all go
that's the
link in for
question,
your
how
thing
for
right
that-
How
now.
to make the US dollars?
Uh-huh.
I mean, and
There
we're
you
not
go.
traveling, we're not touring.
No.
How do we
Mataran
earn
is
the
make-
US
we
dollars?
all
These
can
cash
check
apps.
Mataran for something, he might make money. So, yeah, go, all right.
Okay, we'll go, all right, with the cash app. With the cash
Mataran,
app.
man, Mataran.
So you agree then that artists should do that, should money?
Open a cash app right now because your fans out there, if you do a song, for instance, a Taurus, if you run through Taurus catalog now, most of those songs feed your spirituality. So you can listen to some Taurus Riley song now. And if you feel good about it and feel generous, you can send something to Taurus cash app, right?
Hold on, the scatter. Hold on,
Taurus,
hold on,
remember me
hold
that
on.
plug
As
there
I
is
said
$1
that,
million
as I said
plug
that, so
bar.
sing it.
Pull up. And when the song hits you, and you feel like, you know, you need to
You
donate.
said a cash up money pull up. And that's
Yes,
what
man.
we want, no, no.
We'll sing for food.
Yes, that's what it's getting there.
Telethon next week, where a number of the entertainers would be participating, and we're doing it for the people on the front line. And, you know, Taurus mentioned his mother being a nurse. Mine is also be contributing in a 6-hour telethon next week, Sunday, Easter Sunday. So we're using the initiatives to monetize for fundraising efforts as well.
Things. Should you think artists should be making more music about the pandemic? I see Silvercat did it, and it's a long time people don't hear from Silvercat, and it's working for him. I know Chris Martin did something as well.
We heard one from Vegas as well.
Most definitely, because a lot of songs are about life, a lot of artists about life. And we're all living through this, and I think many of us appreciate hearing songs about it, because we know we're not people who are suffering from some serious anxiety right now and depression.
True.
Because you had people who had anxiety and depression before, and it's heightened now.
Double up.
Yeah, those were okay before, and then they have the job security stuff. It's not life rough. So when you hear something,
like him start early.
yeah, no, it affects all of us. So when you hear somebody present something when you hear somebody present a reality.
How long before entertainment is back? Your best guess.
Whoa.
I mean, I got a question, so I have to ask it, right? Best guess. How long?
Dennis.
That rough.
Taylor, you try setting us up, man.
Me? No.
No, you don't answer. Oh, if you know what good for you. Wait.
Dennis?
Dennis'
I
Wi-Fi
didn't
cut
hear
off.
the question.
It looks like him
Okay.
got missing in action a while ago. All right,
I didn't hear the question.
all right. So tell me, how long before entertainment is back? Your best guess.
Oh gosh, I'm not even gonna try.
You heard me say earlier that I like to stay in my lane.
All right.
That is one now. I guess what we could do here is encourage everyone to follow you comply with what is being done by the government and the health officials, and hopefully all of this will lead to as early a resumption as possible.
What we have to think about is not hit coming back, but to make the most of what is now.
Okay.
For instance, there's this virgin in Canada, I don't remember his name. He was supposed to have an all-white party last week, Saturday. Him keep him live,
Okay.
and them a do money pull up online.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell a man, say, pass me a bottle of champagne in their area, and them a pass bottle of champagne online and all of these things. It's like an online thing where them just are living at the moment. Not nice, tear off frosted, beat him bad. Yeah, because them clash virtually.
Okay.
And it was very, very entertaining for the 40 minutes that it was, you know. And this out in the streets empty. I can't, since this thing going on, I hardly hear again the gunman them a murder nobody. Since they lock off and whatever. So that's a positive, very, 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 very good thing.
Okay.
You know, so when
it's not the virtual
yes,
space
I learned,
creatively.
I've taken up back the bass guitar.
Hey.
From 10 years now, me I try to learn to play the bass.
You might learn now.
And I spend the most time with it in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
I'm rough cut, look out.
Just to say again, Scatter. Again, that is for one one segment of the entertainment
Yes, sir.
industry, because it's a little easier for music,
Yes.
but for people, when the live part will come back, and
Yes.
you're right, we must take full advantage of what's happening now.
Yes.
But we need the life to return as
Definitely, we
quickly
all do.
as
Yes.
possible.
As quickly as possible. Dennis,
While we are saying, that so much has changed, one of the things that I love about how we're operating now is the fact that we are trying our best to break down dancehall or reggae or theater or entertainment of various kinds, social media, then we preserve that. So it makes you say, what is dancehall or what is reggae? Is it the being there, or is it the rhythm and the music and the pull up, the money pull up, and the money pull up can be replicated in this virtual dancehall space? So, what are the quintessential of having bingo night online? You think to yourself, okay, so what's the essence of bingo? Can I still preserve the essence of bingo in a digital space? I find that fascinating. And it just goes to show that we can get creative because, I mean, necessity is the mother of all invention. And there are people, every rider man who didn't make no money before, all of a sudden, anything that is into delivery services is making money right now. There are certain apps that are making money right now. So if you wanted to launch your business app before, now is a pretty good time to do it. Anything that's into remote access, now is a pretty good time to do it. I mean, I think about concerts, and I mean, I mentioned university singers preparing for a whole month of concerts. Are those concerts still going to happen? Are the people who are planning on buying out shows during those concert seasons still going to buy out those shows for those fundraisers that they had? And those fundraisers are things that they would have been thinking about what to do with the money months in advance. So we do have to think about how people are going to recoup and adjust.
Tell you the truth. Check.
oh yeah, go
I
ahead,
tell you the
Carlos.
truth, family. I tell you the truth. We really want, like what Howard said, we really want this thing a fix as soon as possible. Because I repeat again, people just becoming aware of how much them survival depend on interaction with other people. Because here with Dennis said, like a while, what is the essence? So you can hear about a dance all over the world. People hear about Jamaica and them hear about the culture and them see it online for years. But coming in the space, forward in the space, experiencing the space is a total different thing where you can't capture it online, whether you have the smartest phone or the greatest computer. So really want the people them to just try do what you have do to stay clean. Olympics empty, basketball over. So we really depend on each other more than we didn't even know. And that to me is the whole essence of all these things. Online party, it's great. How long people are going to keep online parties? How many people are going to clash? After a while, that become a thing. But people never get tired of seeing people, And if it's carnival time, it's carnival go time and tell you, look on a man like the late, great Bob Andy. In my opinion, Bob Andy forget a big state funeral, big excitement with crowd and, you know what I mean? And nobody can go to a funeral no more than 10 people. It's a shame. And this man is one of the greatest singer-songwriter where Jamaica ever see. In funeral for big. And guess what? We can't have big gatherings because it's not. Still need people. This is the time where people, again, Jamaica people, as somebody could talk, we say, oh, I don't like people, I don't like the round people, I don't like the group and crowd. Attack. You need people to survive. You need people for your business. You need people, artists need people for like their music. The ball player need people for gather. Birthday parties. One of the greatest things about a birthday party where you're rich or you're poor, you're there around people who check for you. And you never know a good thing till it's gone.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Trust me. I think like, man, I'm gonna play domino and who I play Ludo and who I play draft and people gather together. A man have no money, but him could have walk, go check him virgin. And who are born herb, and who are drink Guinness, are drink. People just gather together. You know what I mean? You start to notice the value of company and like, people power, people strength amongst each other. It's not a pretty word, man, but that is that I mean. You'd be surprised to find out
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we
You
have to do
shouldn't
it
have
through
to
the
be there,
phone.
we over here, you far over there. I know. But
Yeah.
when we get back, is social media the new lifeline? TVJ's Town Hall on Entertainment. We'll be right back.
At 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media.
Viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with a cold or flu-like symptoms. If you become ill, please visit your doctor or the nearest health center and share your travel history. The flu and coronavirus can kill. Let's protect each other. A message from the Ministry of Health and
Lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music
19
business.
tip. Protect yourself and others from getting sick by washing your hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare food, before eating, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, and after handling animals or animal waste. COVID-19
Tackles
tip.
COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ.
Protect yourself and others from getting sick by washing your hands after coughing or sneezing, when caring for the sick, before, during, and after you prepare food, before eating, after toilet use, when hands are visibly dirty, and after handling animals or animal waste. COVID-19.
Beat goes on. Now we want to focus on recovery. So we need to ask what can be done to save the industry. Let's start with Dennis. Dennis.
I think that moving forward, things are going to change. I think that people are now realizing that social media is not just a place where people go to have fun. That Facebook and Instagram is not just a place to idle. Business and money can be made there if you know how to leverage social media. So all of these new platforms and technologies that people are using, I think are going to make us more efficient and better. There's so much more of our life that is lived on social media. And I think being forced to survive, when this is all finished, we're going to move out of survival mode and move into being forced to thrive in these spaces. So yeah, I do think that eventually more businesses are going to try to master social media. And what's going to happen is that there are some people who do social media very well. Some people do some aspects of social media better than others, but the people who manage social media content and digital platforms, those people are going to, their work is going to be better appreciated. And I think that eventually people are going to now have maybe bigger budgets for social media. It might hurt traditional media because traditional media might see a migration of sponsorship to social media, because people are going to say, well, if we were surviving during the COVID time by increasing our social media budget, why do we need to move back in that direction? Why don't we just hire two good social media people to do XYZ? So I think that some of that will happen. People will learn a new normal because we are already starting to see a new normal emerge. whether in the entertainment or in the other aspects of corporate Jamaica.
All right.
All right, let's
Howard?
go. Yeah, Howard.
Well, I think Dennis has touched on what I call I mentioned it earlier, and I got a smile in the studio, the new world order, and, and the new normal. And I think the appreciation for toughing it out is going to reset a number of things. The importance of, well, I was going to say singing, my brethren, but Tara said the whole question of people and working with people and networking and joining the industry associations, establishing yourself properly in terms of your royalties, and who don't know how to use a computer need to learn how to use a computer and properly use your phone to ensure that you can maximize and monetize and capitalize on the opportunities that are there. Yes, we're going to operate more efficiently, because the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, things like this are going to become more standard in terms of what we do, because we're no longer going to travel to all of these meetings. We're going to have Zoom meetings from here onwards, and it's going to allow us to communicate even more than we have been. And so we I think we're looking for a new world order, and I'm going to keep saying it until Craig T stop laughing.
New world order.
You're not gonna stop.
All right.
Yeah, man.
I think music will always recover because people always want to get entertained. I think people need to be able to grow through all of this. That's the only way we can keep it positive to reach that stage of recovery. I think we have to encourage the younger minds who always be up in listening all type of music to actually do something different to get more informed. And typical stuff. Follow some people or some entities you don't normally follow. And broaden your horizon, because the ignorance is what is messing up the message right now, because we are not adhering to the rules and understand that this is what we need to move forward. So I think we need to educate and lift up our minds and just know more than just what we know already. The music not gone away, the artists them not gone away. So you can put it down a little bit and go educate yourself and lift yourself up to another level, because it will save are the people who arm themselves with information. So I think that is what's needed. Where social media, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Uplift yourself.
Taros, your views?
On recovery.
Yes.
But we just call for recovery ASAP, speedy recovery. And as I said, the big man, them I tell you already how it go. You know what I mean? We just want, when recovery come, we're ready for it also. I want to say condolences to the people them were losing family members. Cause I personally know 2 people where COVID-19 take with them life. So we really just want speedy recovery, if you ask me, to tell you the truth. And, in the meantime, and it's really a meantime, kind of like it rough, develop on yourself, like Scatter say. Learn more. Who love exercise, don't stop exercise. Who never used to eat right, try eat right. Just try build yourself as a person. You know what I mean? Because brighter days are coming ahead still.
Okay. And Doc, Michael.
As I said, I'm an optimist, and I know that after this is over, you're going to have some massive concerts and some massive tours, because like even this week, we can release a new album, and he's at #1 on 5 different Billboard charts. Album chart Hot 100, and when people see videos and they hear these songs, they have this hunger to actually see these people live. So with the music coming out now, because we're still creating music, you're going to have some really good shows. I'm positive of that when this is all over, because there's going to be this hunger, because we're going to miss live. I mean, I'm missing it so much now. So I know the industry will recover, and I know that some mind-blowing music is being written and made right now as we speak. So I'm optimistic about that.
Okay, good. Let's stay that way. And since we're on the topic of entertainment, today was a big day. We all waited on the ruling from the Court of Appeal, and Vybz Kartel and his co-accused were denied. Now, Scatter, are you surprised he lost his appeal?
Well, I'm a music fan, Kartel fan, of course. The reason why I was surprised is because it took this long for us to get this information. And I've never been in his situation before, but what I've heard is that when the odds are stacked against you, the longer the deliberation take, it gets better for you. It's more favorable. So I was leaning and thinking that, it'll look good for the world boss, So I was taken aback when I heard the news, but I guess him just have to wheel and come again, and if him can keep fighting the good fight for fix him thing, him just do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we have some more questions and comments coming in from social media. I mean, you guys mentioned putting out new music and the new art and just working on yourself, building your craft at this time. But what else should entertainment practitioners be doing now to be ready when the industry comes back on track?
Taylor, if I can jump in right away.
Sure.
Because I really think, and I want to expand on a point Scatter made, I think, in relation to education. I think you should use this opportunity to educate yourself, enlighten yourself, and work on certification, because that's the way the world is going. Join the industry associations, because the power of the institutions is really going to be even more so after we get past what we're going through now. So organizations like the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, Federation of Musicians, JCAP Jams, all of these institutions, people need to get involved and understand them, because these are the ways that we're really going to be very powerful.
Okay, great way to close off tonight. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope your questions were answered. We want to see this industry recover just as much as you do. Thank you to our panelists who are here with us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time out this evening to be with us. Taking us out tonight is a new artist with an amazing sound, Diani.
Sorry, summer run out of time. Sorry, summer run out of time. Sorry, summer run out of time. Run out of time. Run out of yeah. I'm so warm from. See you doing all right. I know it's been a long time, but I'm grateful despite. Reason with the big man where they are. Tell him for keeping I'm side. You know me, I bed back, my lord. And when I reach you after life, forget to tell him I'm a real friend. Heart of love till the end. Forget to tell him I'm a brother. See, I help out my mother, my lord. Might never ever get the chance again to send a message. So anytime you see her again, tell her this, my friend. There is so much words that we can say, but me could I not care. Wish me did realize the signs, but my son said me run out of time. So much words that we can say, but me could I not care. Miss I wish me did realize the signs, but my son said me run out of. I say I don't know the G code. When I depend on the talking too long. Love life the old death live. I mean just matter program. I mean say 5, 4, 3, 3. Picking a 4, 3, 2, 1. And make sure your sight is real. We'll everything for the farm. Alright, I mean say so much words that we can say, but me good I not care. Miss I wish we did realize the signs, but my son said me run out of time. So much words that we can say, but me good I not care. I miss I wish me did realize the signs, but my son said me run out of. As life goes on, we learn to accept the fact that life goes on, but that doesn't stop. The journey through this life of sin starts from within and carries on even after dirt go back down. One way in, one way out. Life come fast and death not slow down. Destiny and chance, we don't know the half. And don't know the path, alright. And I said so much words that we can say.
The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ. The music business tackles COVID-19, social media the new lifeline. Our experts weigh in as the beat goes on. Friday, April 3 at 9:05 p.m. on TVJ.